Hi everyone. All right, happy equinox, change of season. I'd also like to wish everyone a happy birthday in this time. You know, as the sun goes into new zodiacal signs, you can also think of this in your map if you know that the sun, for instance, when I'm recording this in Libra, so the sun is shedding a light in this space in your life. If you're not that into astrology and you're more just into tarot, this could also just be plainly that, you know, shedding some light onto your relationships. The one with yourself, the one with spirit, the one with other people. And yeah. So, all right, we were making a pyramid this month. Let's see what the top of the pyramid is. Although, you know what, maybe we should work from the bottom. Start at the bottom and work our way up, right? That's usually the way it's naturally done. We always want to start at the top, right? Like, oh, I want to, way up there, I want to start at the... Nope, we got to work our way there. That's fine. Let's see. Okay, someone else had this oath card. I know I'm a little bit farther away. I just didn't want to rotate the whole table, and but I wanted to sit at the kitchen table. I'm really a kitchen chiller. Where do you like to chill in the house? Like, what's your favorite place to hang out in a house? Let's see here. Oh, sing me a little song. I keep seeing like a child practicing but it's almost like someone's doesn't feel exactly confident in their talents, some way, somehow. Or maybe at times there's a little bit of discouragement in the self because of something. And someone was younger. Interesting foundation here. Okay. When a person is dedicated to something and practices even when not having supervision, right? They're not doing it just because they're told to do it. They're doing it because they have decided to be dedicated to that. That is how one becomes a scholar, you know? It reaches a new level. So, I guess the foundation is overcoming some sort of insecurity and finding what you're dedicated to. Strong Taurus, Scorpio here. You ever know someone with red hair? There's someone with red hair. Somebody here definitely with red hair. Huh. And I see someone with really straight hair and someone with curly hair. Huh. Okay, someone also has someone also has like the answers to something, but it's almost like someone could be a little bit stubborn where they're like, I want to figure it out on my own. Don't tell me, like, I want to figure it out. But honestly, the scenario I keep seeing is where there's like a person, it's doing something musical at a piano or a violin or something. It's like, but there's a teacher right there and they're trying to do it, and then the teacher's, it's like and the teacher's like, no, do that again, try again, but you have to start all the way from the beginning, right? Reminds me of Gemini's message for September. A bit of that, right? You want to start when you're in the middle of something and you mess up. You don't just keep moving forward. You start all the way back from the beginning and then practice up into that point, right? But I suppose what that is it's also reinforcing what it is that you're already good at, right? If you go from say someone's just singing the alphabet, they're learning the alphabet, and they get up to MLP, it's like, nope, A, B, C, D. There's Aries in here too, right? Because you already had that down, so it's reinforcing again something that's already been learned, so it builds a bit of confidence, right? Then when you get to that point, you know that you just need to slow down a little bit on the part that's bumbly, right? Don't try to rush through it. Really concentrate in the area where you don't know and go slow. It's almost like there's just like a little bump in the road. Huh. Yeah, where do you like to sit in the house? Or where do you like to sit? And how do you relax also? When you're frustrated or angry, things like that. Let's see these two cards. Oh, interesting. So someone already made a decision about something. They've been learning about their relationships to others, right? Oh, this points up at that. Okay. Oh, now we have Leo here too. Leo, Gemini, Taurus, Scorpio. Huh. Okay. Just a second. Okay, once a decision has been made, you gotta stick with it. Someone has to decide that they want to take the initiative again to do something, even if it's kind of like, some people do things because they're trying to impress other people, or some people do things because they're told to do things. But like what a person does when no one else is around, when there's no direction, the initiative, the drive about it, right? This is really important, It says a lot about a person and the kind of, just, the way they consider what is, whether they're a motivated person or not. Because I suppose when anyone does anything just for someone else, it always peters out, right? Or there ends up being like a weird expectation there. But maybe that's part of the lesson. So, give me a second. I feel like there's many, many, many layers to this story when we start building up. Okay, so it keeps going back like way back in time. Way back in time. But we're trying to keep it present, right? That's what's important. Maybe the past is affecting a situation a little bit for somebody. Like there's like a push and pull, like, okay, there's the future. All right, there's the past. And then, you know, a person saying to themselves, well, feeling kind of in the middle. Now, if the motivation is there, if the drive is there to, again, want to be dedicated to something, whatever the dedication is, and this has a lot to do with the self, because you're the only one in charge of your soul and what it does, like the vessel that holds that, this body, and what you do with that, right? What another card? Because, again, if a decision's already been made prior, and again, a lesson learned from that, maybe you want to think about what you've learned from your previous relationships. The Queen of Discs, yes. Like, so the page becomes the Queen. Good. See, she doesn't have any questions. And Six of Wands, that's about success and moving forward. Also about marriage and relationships and things like the karma. So, no need to teeter on something. If you're considering, like, okay, well, should I continue to put effort towards something that you've already decided isn't healthy for you? If you've already figured that out, then don't teeter on that. Just move forward. And I know that's easier. That probably sounded too harsh. Sorry. But maybe that's something that you need. You need to tell yourself, like, move forward. Like, go ahead. Go ahead. You know, like, you can do it. Maybe you need to give yourself a little bit of motivation so you can feel more confident and have less concern or like over questioning something. Now, is there more to learn? Yes, there's a level in between here. And this does have a lot to do with like family dynamics in some kind of way. I see like a mother archetype here. Which I guess is talking about like what is nurture and what is, you know, love. What is love? Okay. So, okay, now let's go to the top. Like if we started at the top, this is how we would have started it. I guess this is what you're trying to go towards. Is no matter what my energy level is, today I am lighting my motivational furnace and burning with drive. Starting now, I am the reigning badass of productivity, and I'm about to blaze through my entire to-do list, and all that I have, I'm adding in here. I feel like the contracts that you have made with yourself, you know, like, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. I know better about this. I know I want to grow into that. I'm not going to touch that with 10-foot pole, whatever. And then some. Now, there could be a little bit of pride for somebody in relation to maybe someone's stubborn about God, or like someone's stubborn about maybe someone has a negative experience with something, and because of that, it's like lingering a little bit. Like someone's standoffish and unwilling to give up on something. This seems to be a theme. There were two other readings, and this one, maybe that's just part of this time frame. Because if you don't want to give up on something and it's healthy, then it needs to change some way, somehow, because we're in a season of change. Do you know what I mean? And that change needs to be understood in whoever is involved in that. To be able to move to the next step, right? And to rearrange something to make it, to fortify it and to make it stronger. And that taking up that initiative to embrace the change and to move forward is something that I guess you want to think about. So I guess the thing is don't stand around and wait for anything, okay? Again, don't wait for someone to tell you what to do. If you were the only, if yourself was the only authority, well, what are your rules? Okay. There could also be a financial decision for some of you, probably more in the future. And I actually see that this could be very positive. Like, for instance, if you're really dedicated to what you've been doing, say in your job or something like that, I actually see that that is rewarded. Something grows, but it depends, like, what you're doing, whatever you're dedicated to, it's what you're doing it for. Why are you dedicated to it? Maybe you just want to consider these kinds of things, right? Like, and was there ever a time that you were forced to change? Like, forced to do something, or, again, like something happened to you because you decided not to change, for instance, and then something happened to you. That's a gift in and of itself. That's a gift in and of itself. It's much different when you start at the bottom and you work your way up. You know, it's because you got to get the old out of the way to be able to understand what the present moment is, so that it doesn't stay stagnant, so that the drive is accurate, the drive is correct, right? And then once you come to the top, when you come back down the mountain, right? You go up the mountain, you come back down the mountain. Then this is when that like the student becomes more of the scholar. And there's no question about what the decisions are or what it is that's driving you to achieve what you're trying to achieve. And not taking any less than either. No. Like understanding your own value, and there's definitely, how do I see this? There could be a really beautiful present that also comes from hard work. Like this is paying off your debts. It's paying off debts. It's putting in good effort. Putting, again, your time. It's like in the right places. You know, again, even when no one's watching, what do you do when no one's watching? Do you know what I mean? Because maybe that's the thing too, is sometimes, like, say especially if you're a parent or something like that, you think sometimes like, I don't know, like you're not an influence, but like you're influential. You're influential, and you as a person make a huge example in this world. You know, in essence, we become our parents, whether we want to admit it or not, in some way or another. And then it's figuring out that we are all those parts, and then figuring out what's healthy or not, right? And changing what is unhealthy so that it doesn't repeat. Even in the Bible, they talk about karma, which I think is interesting, where it says that it's like 3 generations. You know, it usually takes a while for people to break the cycle of, I don't know, devaluing themselves or doing things for the wrong reasons, you know, and figuring out what we're really dedicated to. And let's read this oath card to close this out. Just curious, because it's came up a lot. I usually don't read the books because I like to read just purely intuitively, but finding your own opinion about it, right? Finding your own perspective about it, and then tapping in. You know, like even when I go to watch a movie, I don't watch a preview. I'd like to know the littlest of possible when I get into something, so that I'm not swayed, you know, by what have you. I mean, I guess everybody works differently. Let's see, 1992. So it's about decisions, bravery, and affirmations. But the thing is you have to cut away something. You have to give something, you know, to be brave. You have to let go. Right. And again, there's 2 cards here of decision, and it's really a decision that's already been made. You know, it's not something that can even, I mean, I suppose you could go back on it, but it's really not necessary. So maybe you want to also think about what you have decided. You know, what are the contracts with yourself right now? How are your relationships? Like, how is your job? Like, how are you dedicated to your job? Your relationships with other people, your lover, your children, yourself, you know? Okay. Thanks so much for being here. I do hope this was of service. I haven't recorded inside in a while, but I like this this seat here. It's like we're in the same position in a way. We're sort of in the same spot, but it's like pushed back so there's a wider perspective from here, right? Well, anyway, thank you. I do hope, again, this was of service. I hope you have a wonderful month. Happy equinox. I'll talk to you before Halloween. I do hope you have a fun... What are you going to dress up for Halloween? Yeah. And, you know, there's definitely going to be a light shed on relationships, you know, because it's Libra time. And that's a good thing, right? It helps you to see more of what's happening and to perhaps gain a bit of faith in yourself. I don't know, as a partner, as a person, and what you are capable of, you know. Also, in August, a couple months ago, there was so much love and appreciation that was extended into this space. And I really appreciated that so much. It was really, really felt. I mean, all of, 99.9% of you here are, it's so beautiful and kind and thankful and appreciative. And I thank you so much for that. But there was just like this extra wave, and it was really felt, and it was so needed. And I thank you for that. Thank you also and for being patient, having patience when I took a little space. I needed that too. Feel much more calibrated now. So, have the best month. And if you do enjoy what you see here and you're new here, I also have an extended space on Patreon, which we give classes over there, astrology classes from basic to, I guess we could call it advanced. And we do herbal astrology readings. We just did one on Colt's Foot, which I'm really excited I found that plant, and mythology readings and timeless readings and just different things. It's a grab bag over there, but if you'd like to check it out, please do, and please feel free. And if you've already been a part of that space, thank you so very much, whether you're new or you've been there for a while. It's really a pleasure to be able to connect wherever we do, and your effort really matters, especially in taking that initiative for yourself to learn and grow. Thank you for having integrity. Okay. Love you so much. Peace out.